water root. Okay, so yeah, I know you guys haven't seen me for a few weeks, but I've been doing my own healing. I've been doing my own purging. I've been doing my own work on myself. So that's why you haven't seen me. But yeah, I just wanted to check in and to share some thoughts that I've been having past few weeks, but more recently, especially with Mars going into retrograde. Now, for those who don't know, Mars in retrograde, I think it went in retrograde, was it last week or the week before? I think it was last week. Mars went into retrograde. Now, the meaning of that for you is about your actions. Mars rules the actions. Mars rules your passion, your drive, your ambition, your sex drive. Mars rules all of that. Anything where it's action oriented. I know I said that wrong, but anything where you're taking action, that's Mars energy. Anger comes under Mars. All emotion, very fiery, passionate emotions, drive, confidence, all of that is part of the Mars energy. Now that's going retrograde now. It is in retrograde, I should say. So this is about past actions, past anger, past passions, things like that. So from what I understand, this will go back to 2018. So think about what was going on in your life in 2018, around, say, about June, between June and September. That is what you're going to be looking at again during this transit with Mars. Also, Saturn has now gone back into Aquarius. It has come out of Capricorn and gone into, Aquarius. Both are ruled by Saturn. But they're two sides of the same coin. Capricorn and Aquarius, they're two sides of the same coin. They are both ruled by the same ruler, which is Saturn, even though Aquarius is ruled by jointly with Uranus. But that's more recent. That's a more recent finding. But the historical ruler of Aquarius is Saturn. And Aquarius has me being Aquarius, sun sign and rising sign. I understand when Saturn wants to discipline and when Saturn wants to highlight your work, highlight your karma, certain things that you haven't been dealing with or certain things that you're yet to deal with. I've had to deal with my own, and it's been really interesting. It's not been easy, but it's been rewarding, and I will not regret having to deal with some of the things that I've had to deal with in the past few years, because it's made me a stronger person. See, this is the thing with Saturn. Saturn will put you through. He will discipline you. He will put you through the ringer. You're going to have to work for it with Saturn. Nothing is handed to you, freely. You have to work for it. Okay, so this transit now with Saturn's now moved into Aquarius. This is about the actions of the past, because when you think about Aquarius rules science, astrology. Aquarius rules humanity, the collective mentality of the mentality of humanity, not so much the physical element, but it rules more the mental, the collective mind of humanity. So Aquarius rules that. So now we're going into the age of Aquarius. This is what we're going to be dealing with. We're not going to be dealing with beliefs, systems, religion. We're not going to be dealing with those things. We're going to be dealing with knowledge. So expect things that have been kept out of public view, public domain, information that has been locked up in dungeons and vaults for many, many years, even centuries. Don't be surprised if those things come out now. Don't be surprised when things that were kept in the dark, historical things, because remember, Capricorn rules history, historical things, historical, structures, because Capricorn deals with building. But Aquarius deals with knowledge. So don't be surprised with all that's going on now in the world, that certain information that we were not privy to starts to come out. Don't be surprised. Also, what other transits do we have? I don't know off the top of my head, but I know Venus is in Leo. I'm not sure if it's still there. Today, the moon is in Scorpio, from what I understand. So today, especially today, you're dealing with stuff that is buried. You're dealing with things that needs to die. You need to deal with things that are under the surface, because Scorpio deals with death and sex and obsessions, because it's ruled by Pluto. Pluto is all about the underworld, So these are things that are under the surface. So there's going to be a lot of things coming up from under the surface. Mercury's going into retrograde very soon. We're in the shadow period. So there's a lot of things going on. A whole lot of things. We all know that when Mercury goes retrograde, we're talking about, communications being delayed, things coming back from the past. Where any planet that goes into retrograde is dealing with the past. So with Mars and Mercury going into retrograde around this in the same time, this is past actions, past words, things that were said in haste, things that were said, actions that were taken, certain angers, certain whatever, you know what I mean. This is what's going to be dealt with. And for the past 2 years, what have you been doing? Because this is how this is how Saturn says to you now, okay, have you learned? Are you going to react the same way as you reacted in the past? Because it's all about reaction. Remember, retrograde is about redoing, recollecting. It's about relooking, releasing. So Mars going in retrograde, okay, don't react. Because right now, with Mars in retrograde, it's going to be quite a frustrating time where you feel like, I know I've got things to do, but I can't seem to get myself together to do them. Well, at this time, take it easy. Don't rush, don't force anything at this time. Take your time. If you feel like, okay, I can get up and do this and you can do it easily without any force or having to force anything or anyone, then do it. But if it's a barrier there and there's an obstacle there, don't try and push the envelope at this time, especially with Mars and Mercury in retrograde. Don't do it. Because when they go direct again, you're still going to have to deal with that. But I think the most important thing that we need to learn from this transit of Mars in retrograde is reaction. How do you react? Do you respond or do you react? Because this is a test to see how do you react. Are you going to react the same way you did in the past? Or are you going to change the way you deal with things, people, places and things? This is what we're looking at now. So I've had to do a lot of clearing out, physically, emotionally, mentally, a whole lot of clearing out, because you have to clear out in order to allow something new in. And if you're there saying and asking and begging the universe to send you something new and you haven't got no space for it because you still got unresolved issues, unresolved anger, bitterness, resentment towards other people, you still hold on to guilt, shame, whatever it is that you're holding on to, where's the room for something new? Where's the room for that? Those things are blockages. That's why you're still in the state that you're in. That's for some of us. Some people that may be listening. So how do you react? How do you act and react? Which is what we are going to be tested on. So, yeah, interesting times. We do have another eclipse coming up at the end of this year, and that will make 6 eclipses. I think it's 2 eclipses left to have this year. So that will make 6 eclipses in a year, and usually you only see 4 eclipses in a year. So you can see that 2020 is not playing. We are now in Libra season. So this is a time of balance. This is a time of balancing out, things becoming harmonious, especially after Virgo season when you had to go inside and, do some clearing out, do some retrospective healing, cleansing, releasing, reviewing some things. So now we're in Libra season where now balance is trying to be restored, And then we're going to slide right into Scorpio season very shortly because it'll be here before you know it. So we know about Scorpio now. Okay. So Scorpio, like I said, is ruled by Pluto. So this is the time when things go to die and resurrect, die and be reborn. Things are being released, things are being let go, things that have been hiding under the surface that you fail to talk to people about or deal with, or you're keeping in the closet and pretending that everything's okay. Those things are going to be up in your face, close and personal for you to deal with. Finally, do not let 2020 finish with you holding on to old baggage. Do not let 2021 come catch you carrying this old stuff from 2000 and whenever. Move on now. Time to go. Yeah. What other transit? There was something that came into my head, but it totally flew out. But anyway, it will come back to me. But yes, those are the transits for the next. Well, I'm sure there's more. There is going to be more than that. But with these big transits, with Mars in retrograde, Saturn now move into Aquarius, and then towards the end of the year, what's going to be happening? This is a time. Okay, that's what I wanted to say. Okay. This is a time that that things are going to be exposed, truths are going to be revealed, especially about past actions and communications. Now, what I wanted to say was the North Node and the South Node, for those who know astrology and follow astrology, the North Node, the South Node. The North Node is right now in Gemini. Gemini rules communication, is ruled actually by Mercury. So this is going to be interesting. There's a lot of public figures that have sun sign is Gemini. Donald Trump being one of them, Boris Johnson being another. There's another person who's also a leader. I can't remember the person's name. But those two off the top of my head, Boris Johnson, Donald Trump, they are Geminis. So be mindful of what comes out in the media about these two. You have to understand as well. I know a lot of people don't like Donald Trump, but we have to understand something about the world that we live in. We have to understand something, I should say, about the world that we live in. When you have a concentrated effort to destroy somebody's character, destroy somebody's career, whatever it is, destroy their life, and it's concentrated effort by the powers that be, those who... the media, the governments, all these people, these entities, when the emphasis is to destroy this person's credibility, know that there's a bigger issue involved. Know that there's a bigger issue. Because when certain things was going down, when the Clintons were in power, when the Obamas were in power, their popularity levels was high. Everybody loved them. But look what they were doing. Everybody loved them, but look what they were doing. Now Donald Trump comes in, he's changed some things. Yes, he may not be as eloquent and well-spoken as those two. But at least you got the truth. And that's something that we haven't had for a very long time in this world when it comes to leadership, the truth. So, I'm happy that I don't live in America and I have to vote. But if I was going to vote, I would vote for Trump. Yes, I would. And if that means that you don't like me no more and you want to subscribe to my channel, then go ahead. Good luck to you. I hope and wish you all the best. But I'm not going to be, I'm going to be my true self and say that if I was voting in America and I was an American citizen, I would vote for Trump. Because all the alternatives... what can I say? There is no alternatives. Okay. And remember that American public voted him in. So we need to stop with this whole, But anyway, that's the next thing. So, yeah, that's what I just really wanted to just check in and let you guys know that I'm still alive. I'm still here. But, as we're just dealing with some things, we're just flushing out the last dregs of the past foolishness, and then I'll be back better than ever shortly. So stay well, stay blessed, stay at peace, and remember that you are loved and you are protected. Okay, you are loved beyond imagination by the universe and you are protected. So go ahead and enjoy your life. And I'll speak to you soon. Have a great, great day.